Okay, welcome everyone. This is our first Director Bound call of 2017. Today is January 8th, 2017, and I am Claudia Bazar, an Executive Director with Pampered Chef, and I'm just so excited to help you guys find out more about what Leadership with Pampered Chef can do for you guys and how you can work smarter and not harder. So, so let's start with a couple minutes of good news. So just unmute yourself on the bottom left and share anything you did, maybe the last week that you were excited about, anything you tried out, something new, maybe you stepped outside of your comfort zone, or just did something new and exciting happen. So does anyone have any good news they want to share?
I do.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I did my very first vendor event yesterday.
Yay!
Yeah, which was totally the morning leading up to it was completely awful. 2 hours of sleep, everything that could go wrong went wrong. But it went really good. I had a lot of people that were kind of professionals at vendor events around me, even though they were with other companies. They definitely helped.
Okay, good. Yeah, and vendor events is a great way to, get new contacts for sure.
Oh, absolutely. And I know even though I didn't get that many lead slips filled out, there were so many people that were taking my pamphlets and the guest and the host specials that I printed out. So at least my name got out there.
Yeah, definitely. Awesome. Well, congratulations on your first vendor event. That's exciting. And if you guys want to look into vendor events, now is a good time to look for spring ones before they fill up for sure. So just a little tip on the side. Who else has good news to share?
I have some good news.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I was able to get another person signed up over the last week, and it ended up being somebody who I was like, I'm not even going to ask her to host a party. She's not going to want to host a party. And I was like, why are you not asking her to host a party? And then she ended up signing up the day she said yes to the party. So that was pretty cool. I also had my first vendor event today, and it went really well. There was two other girls there with me, and we all left with, we each got 18 contacts.
Good. And you guys did a big bridal shower. So, if you see expensive bridal showers, definitely go in with a couple of team members. So awesome. So do you want to share how you recruited your second person? What kind of word choices did you use?
Well, so we got her party all signed up. She had kept telling me how much she loved to cook, that it was her passion. And by the time it had been 2 hours since we had gotten her party set up and she had invited people, and she had already 50 people going. And I was like, holy cow, this has never happened before. You love to cook. You friends are so excited and are ready to order from you. And I asked her if she'd ever thought about it. And she decided to take a look at the kits and thought that it would be a great opportunity for her. So
Good. So this was someone that Darla didn't even want to ask about hosting a party because she thought she would never have one. Then she said yes to that, and now she joined your team. So what do we learn? Don't prejudge. Ask everyone, right? Awesome. Congratulations. Yeah. That's definitely stepping out of your comfort zone, asking someone that you're like, I don't know about this. What's the worst they can say? No, right?
Right.
Anyone else have any fun, new, exciting things they want to share? Mm-hmm. Carolyn, you're muted. Did you want to share?
Sure. I did 2 virtual parties to end before the 10th. One absolutely zero, zilch, nothing. But the other one was really slow, and then at the last minute, people just started boom, 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 and she got $747 closed out, so that was good. And I've got the fundraiser going for my daughter's Washington trip, and I've got up to online orders of 343, and I have And it's going right through the whole month. We're just doing it from the 3rd to the 26th. I've got a lot of people calling me and asking, what do I do? How do I do this? And a lot of them are collecting orders and going to turn them in at the end. So it's going well.
Okay, good.
First
Awesome.
one.
And you guys, adding on to virtual parties real quick, if you did not see the training call that Donna Laney posted from a director named Cody Miller, you want to listen to it. It is like life-changing. So amazing. So make sure you listen to that. Awesome. Anyone else want to share? We have like another minute for good news sharing.
I booked another party. That's as exciting as I have right now.
That is exciting. That's one more party than you had yesterday, right?
Right.
Yeah. And one more party than you had like 4 weeks ago, right? So congratulations on, you guys are rocking and booking lots of parties. So, okay. So what we're going to do today, we're going to cover a couple things. We're going to talk about, the requirements for directorship, since this is our first call. We're going to talk about how this program is going to work. And then we're going to talk about how to track your contacts and how to book away from parties and add to your parties. So that's kind of like our rundown for today. So I'm going to share my screen, maybe. Wrong picture. That's not the one I wanted. Hold on. Where is it? It's like 50-50. Okay, I got it. So what we want to do real quick is just kind of go over the requirements of directorship. And I know some of you have heard him, but again, repetition is key. So this is a great graphic. I believe Lori Bedwell created this. Just cute little thing. Definitely print it out. So requirements for directorship is we need 5 team members on your team. So overall, your team needs to consist of 5 people plus you. These 5 people don't all have to be recruited by you. They can be all recruited by you, or you could bring in, 3 people, and then the other 2 come from your other recruits. So one way or another, 5 team members on your team. You all together have to sell a total of $5,000 in the month you want to promote. So if you're going for a January promotion, you need 5 team members that sell at least $150 and a total of 5,000 team sales. And you personally need to sell at least $750, which as a future director, you should be at least selling, $2,000 to $2,500 at least yourself to always keep growing and, not depend on your team at all times. So again, requirements for directorship, you need to sell at least $750. Your overall team needs to sell $5,000, and you need 5 active team members on your team. Okay, it's pretty simple. So why would you want to become a director? I know some of you on this call have, are looking for some specific director benefits. So why do you guys want to become a director? Any benefits you're looking forward to getting?
The leads.
Leads, yeah. So directors get home office leads. So what that means is when you promote to a director and you submit at least 12-15 sales, you are in the home office lead pool. So when people go to pamperchef.com and they search for a local consultant, only directors show up. Or if they just go and want to shop, but they don't want to be connected to a consultant or nothing, Pampered Chef will send those orders to local consultants, and we actually get lots of sales and money for not doing anything. So those are really big during the holidays, during popular months like Mother's Day, Valentine's Day, and stuff like that. And I know there's lots of directors, and even myself, I think we did anywhere from $300 to $2,000 extra in sales over the holidays because of home office leads. So other benefits that you get when you promote to director, more money, right? Lots of free products.
Just new products.
Yes, who's that?
Belinda Peterman.
Hey, yes, free products. So directors, every 6 months, directors get the new product line for free shipped to their doors. So that's a very, very, very fun thing. We also get a 30% discount when we place an order. We also get, when you promote, you get 250 Pampered Chef dollars. So that's a lot of Pampered Chef dollars. And actually, if you're planning to go to conference, you can save those dollars and pay for conference for free. What else do we get? You get a cute little, am I wearing it? No, I'm not wearing it. A cute little silver spoon necklace. It used to be the chef hat, but it's not that anymore. It's a cute little spoon necklace. And for every active consultant on your team, you get a $10 activity bonus. So if you promote and you have 5 active team members, guess what? That's an extra $50 in your pockets. And you're going to make an extra 3% override on your personal team and your first generation in their, whatever they sell, you get an extra 3%. So more money, free product, lots of discounts, Pampered Chef dollars, lots and lots of great things that you get when you promote your director.
I'm just excited. I really want to share my passion too of the products.
Yes. And do you have any exciting things you did this week that you want to share? I think you joined a little after we started.
Yeah, actually, I just closed a Dinner's Done, and I set up 4 virtual shows, and one of my shows, she already qualified for hostess double hostess, so I'm pretty excited.
It is a great month. People love double free, so definitely shoot for that goal. Thank you for sharing. And the other fun thing that you get when you promote your directors, when you go to national conference in August, and I want to see all of you there, you get to walk across stage, across a big stage in front of 3,000 to 4,000 people, and you get to dress up in whatever you want, and you get to wave, and you get to be treated like royalty. We love new directors at conference, so it's very, very, it's probably one of my favorite parts is to see new directors at conference. So I want to see all of you in your best dress or whatever you want to wear at conference. So, if this is what you want, you're all here for a reason. We are committed to help you to your success. Myself, Donna Landy, your upline director, and we're just committed to work with you to achieve this goal. So we do have one group. So guys, if you have some background noise, just mute yourself on the bottom left or *6 on the phone. Okay, that's better. So you have all been added to the Director Bound group. So make sure you read the pin post and you read the description that has all the rules in there. But basically, the rules are, if you have been added to the group, make sure you find the post with the big Y, or just post your why on there on why you want to be the next director and just introduce yourself. We require you to submit at least 4 parties per month in order to stay in the program, but our ultimate goal is to get you at least 8 or more parties. Every Sunday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, we're going to have one of these calls on Zoom. So really try hard to be on live if you can, or watch the playback within 48 hours. And then once the recording has been posted, right underneath you, you post your 3 takeaways, 3 things that you took away from the call, whether it was from training, whether it was from, peer sharing, whatever it was, just post it below. And we just ask you to be active in the group. So comment, share your success stories, share your ideas, share your struggles, because this is an accountability group, and we all want to hear from each other, and we can only help you if we know what's going on. So, work towards directorship with, booking shows, with increasing your show goals and your recruiting goals. And just so you know, the group is on a pretty regular schedule. So every Tuesday is going to be Try a Tuesday, where we encourage you to try something new. Wednesday is Wow Wednesday, where we want you to share your wow for the week, something you did that worked, something you tried, stepping out of your comfort zone. Thursday is Testimonial Thursday, where you'll hear from other directors on, their tips to promoting to director and why they decided to go for directorship. And Friday Facts is where where your directors are going to post your stats on the page. So we will be posting, how many sales you have, how many how many team members you have, and how close you are to directorship. So it's kind of like a black and white. Every Friday you'll see, how you're doing. And then Saturday we are going to post a weekly diary form that you need to fill out by Sunday at 6 p.m. And that just gives us an idea of what you have done for the week. And so we know what we can do to help you. And so make sure you follow all these rules, because, if we see someone in there that's not participating in the calls, not doing anything, we will remove them until they're ready to come back. And the other thing is, you do want to make sure you have weekly coaching calls, Zoom, phone, whatever, set up with your director or your upper level director, so we know exactly what's going on. We really need to talk to you at least once a week, if not even more. So so definitely, also think about why. Your why is very important. What directorship can do for you and your family. What could you do with an extra $1,000, $2,000 a month? So you really, really want to think about it, because directorship is, it's not something that's just going to happen. We'll see how it goes, see if it happens or not. It's something that you really have to decide, and you have to decide and say, January is my month, and I'm going to work and do the best I can to complete the puzzle pieces and push it all together how I need it, so I can promote to director. And it's you just have to believe that you can. And it's, if you believe that you can do it, and I've seen lots of you already do it, stepping out of your comfort zone, booking more parties, then we will help you get there. So you just tell us January is your month. Don't go into this in January. You have the shows, and we will help you get there. So how are we going to get there, right? So if you were on the Get the More You're Looking For call, definitely print out the Director Bound Group little workbook, with the 90-day tracker and all those things, and you want to track your business. But HOs is the key. I know the requirements for the group is 4, but we really want you to have 8 shows. 8 will make you great. 8 will get you directorship. 8 will get you recruits. 8 shows a month consistently when you're on your trip. 8 shows will make you great. And that's 8 submitted shows, right? So 2 tips before we get started. If you go to, and I can post a link as well. If you go to Consultants Corner, you can search for Make It a Full Calendar and Make It a Network. Those are 2 great conference calls that you can listen to that were held at National Conference, that you can listen to while driving. You can plug in a headphone and, listen to it while you do your dishes. Great conference calls for filling your calendar, and how to, make it a network is really about how to build contacts and how to become that paper chef lady that everyone talks about. So what we want to talk about first tonight is contacts. So, contacts is what's going to grow our business, right? So tracking your daily contacts will help you see greater results and also track your success. So let's talk about why and how you should be tracking your contacts. So why do we want to track our contacts, right? So you are going to want to track your weekly contacts. I just heard some background noise. I don't know who just unmuted themselves. But, because not only because you'll be sharing them every week on these Director Bound calls, that's not the only reason, but, you want to track them so you can get an idea of, okay, so if I contact 10 people, it seems like I get a booking, right? And the truth is, it's good for your business. So you might have heard of this phrase before, winners keep score. Right? So statistics show when you track your activity, you'll have better results. So by using that Consultant 90-day tracker, you will learn the importance of keeping track of your results from your parties. So it's just as important to keep track of your results from your parties as it is to keep track of your contacts on a regular basis. So make sure you guys search for that 90-day tracker. I believe it's in the files in the Direct Abound group as well. If you cannot find it, please reach out to us so we can send it to you. So the best tip I can give you is 50% of your contacts need to be new business every day. Why? Because new means growth. So, think about springtime, it's coming, right? So you're going to, when you plant some seeds, you start to see new growth. Just like when you reach out for new contacts, you're going to have a growing business. So we are very fortunate with Pampered Chef because we have so many great hosts that will host a party again and again every 6 months so they can see what's new. But, in order to have growth, you need to find new hosts in new circle. So here's a question for you. What's the number one reason consultants do not have enough parties? What's the number one reason consultants do not have enough parties? Any ideas?
Is it self-doubt of themselves? Does that make any sense?
Yeah, that could be it too. Yeah. I am not going to book enough parties today. People do not want to book parties with me. People are so busy they cannot have a party right now. Right? If you think that, that's what's going to happen. What else? Any ideas? What's the number? Go ahead.
Do they not ask at parties? Do they not ask every single person?
Right, because they probably don't contact enough people or they don't call enough new people, right? So if you ever feel like you're calling the same people, that's probably because you are. So you need to reach out to new people. So you always want to think about, new ways to find new business. And that is very, very critical. So how are we going to track? Okay, the first step is get a spiral notebook or, do it digitally. And that's your contact notebook. So keep in mind, a contact is always a two-way conversation. So it can be a call, it can be a text, it can be a Facebook or a private message, or someone you meet, at the grocery store, at the bank. But it has to have a response in order to be counted as a contact, right? So if I send out 2,000 emails, those are not 2,000 contacts I did. Right? We need someone to respond back to us. So if you guys have a piece of paper, I'll show you what an example can look like, and you guys can draw along while I explain that. And I'll tell you what each page of your notebook is going to be used for. So if you have a clean sheet of paper, just take it out so you can take some notes. So you want to draw a line down the middle of the page. Okay? And on the left, you're going to write old business. And on the right, you're going to write new business. So what are some examples of old business contacts?
Previous hosts.
Previous hosts, yes. Previous customers, right? Previous leads you made at a vendor event, or maybe follow-up calls, right? Customer care calls. And what are some examples of new business?
Maybe contacting somebody who's placed an order through a host.
Outside orders, online orders. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Maybe you're going to go meet your new neighbor and talk Pampered Chef. Maybe you're going to do a fundraiser. Maybe you referrals, right? Maybe a friend is referring someone to you. Vendor events, anything like that. So those are all considered new contacts. And some of you might be new, or maybe you can go back to your launch list from when you first started. Right? And what you want to do with your launch list is you want to cross pollinate your launch list. So what that means is, you're going to go from your inner circle to your outer circle. So the launch list says friends, relatives, any contacts you have with your kids. So now you can say, okay, so who are my friends' relatives? Who are my friends' neighbors? Right? And you can kind of branch outside of that. So back to your list. The left side on the page will have 1 to 10. And the right side of the page, new business, will be 1 to 5. So just remember that at least 50% of your calls should be for new business. And if you're a new consultant, you may have all 15 on the right side. Right? And that also, if you guys send that to your director, we are able to also look at, okay, did we make enough contacts? Or, if you're going to make 30 contacts and we get 30 no's, then we might want to be like, okay, so what are we actually saying to these people, right? So it really helps us to look at, what you're doing. And another tip is if you're making, if you're leaving them a voicemail or if you're sending them an email, or, specifically if I'm calling them and they don't respond and I leave them a voicemail, I immediately text them right after. And I just say, hey, I just left your voicemail, can't wait to see what you think, or can't wait to chat with you. Because sometimes a lot of people don't check the voicemail. So it's just another way to communicate with them. So always try and do 1, 2 ways of communications for sure.
I have a question on that.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, so I tried that I think it was my 3rd month, and I had like 3 or 4 people, instead of like calling me back or anything, they just wanted me to answer over text. How would you have reacted to that?
And a lot of people
sent them what you were.
Yeah, I would just text them. It's like when I book my parties, ad parties, I'm like, what's the best way to communicate with you? And people will be like, just text me, because if you call me, I'll never answer, or I'm too busy, right? So if that's their way of communication, then that's what we'll do, right? Some of you, are texters, but maybe your host that, is 55 or up doesn't want to text. She's like, call my house phone, right? So I just had that happen at a party yesterday. So keep track of your contacts, at least 15 contacts a week. You guys want to be directors, 30 contacts a week, as many as you can get in there, especially if you want to go for January promotion. Take this week and just contact as many people as you can. So we definitely want to talk about prospecting and booking away from the party. So very, very fun thing you can do to kind of help you just, slowly make contacts out and about is either, if you have some mini catalogs are really cheap, or some recipe cards and you can just put your label on it, or maybe you have some old catalogs from the old season. So every Sunday, today's Sunday, right, you can put 10 mini catalogs in your bag, okay? And just make sure to staple the customer service or drawing slip on there as well on the back of each catalog. And make it your goal to give out all 10 of these packets to people that you meet while you're out and about by following Sunday. Right? So tonight, after this call, or even tomorrow morning if you want, get together 10 mini catalogs, put your little drawing slip, attach it to the back, and then put them in your bag for the week. And, it's really going to help you to step out of your comfort zone. So what you're going to do is you're going to strike up a conversation with the people around you that you meet on your daily basis. So your goal is to say these magical words. Are you ready? I am with Pampered Chef. What do most people say when you say I'm with Pampered Chef?
Oh my gosh, I
love Pampered Chef.
Yes, yeah. They do. They really, really do. I have
everyone today was like, either they were like, no, I don't know what that is, or they were like, oh my gosh, Pampered Chef.
Yes.
They ran over.
Yeah, they do. They really do. I have never met someone that said, oh my God, I hate you guys. Okay. So it's either they don't know, which is some people, or they're like, oh my God, yes, I have the garlic press, I have the pizza stone, I got the food chopper, right? They always do. So, if I always say, try and compliment them first. So if you're at like a grocery store or, checking out, or you're at the bank, always say like, oh my God, I love your shirt, or hey, I love your hair. Where'd you get that done? And just, try and strike up a regular conversation, compliment them, connect with them. And then you can say, hey, I am with Pampered Chef. And they're going to be like, oh my God, I love Pampered Chef, right? So what you don't want to do is be like, great, me too, bye, right? So you just want to be prepared, and you just say, hey, that is great. And you pull out your mini catalog out of your bag, and you can say, hey, it's part of my job to give away 10 of these every week, and I'd love to give this one to you. If you take a minute and just fill this out, I can give you a call back when you have more time. Okay, and it really helps. I don't know if you guys can see this. Let me see if I have a piece of paper here. But if this is my catalog, right, and I show them the top of the catalog, and I staple the drawing slip to the back, and I hand them the catalog, and I say, hey, I would like to give this to you, but could you take a minute to fill this out? Right, now it's on the back, they fill it out, and you take the information. So it is very important that you do get their contact information, because what you're going to learn is if you go give out 20 catalogs and you don't get people's information, nobody's going to call you. It's just how it happens, right? It probably gets thrown in the car or on their desk. I know what happens to my stuff I get out and about. Who knows where it is? And that's what's going to happen to them. So you want to make sure you get their contact information. And, as they're filling out the little slip, don't feel free to say, hey, when was the last time you were at a party? Or what's your favorite product? Do you have a Pampered Chef consultant? Some people are loyal to their consultant, and that is totally okay, So if they're like, oh, yeah, my consultant is blah, 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 great. Make sure you call her. We got new Springline coming. And you're going to see that these results will amaze you. And probably 7 out of 10 people are going to give the slip back to you and are going to fill out the information. Very, maybe I would even say maybe 1 out of 10 will be like, no, I'm good. But most people will. So I highly, highly encourage you to do that. And I hope you all do. And then you can all tell us on the next call how it went. But just have your packets ready, staple the drawing slip on the back, because then you're less likely to say, okay, bye. So it'll take a little bit of time to, be comfortable, but maybe you're just going to go out tomorrow and you're like, hey, I got a long day at the bank, got to go grocery shopping, got to do this. And it's just about being intentional of doing that, right? So I encourage you to do that. This is your new try it tip for today, and I hope you all do. Has anyone ever done this before? Elise has? Did you get their information too?
Well, the 3 that I did, because it was before my next shipment had come, so I only had 3. Like, that was it. I got 1 contact out of the 3, but the other 2, they go to my daughter's gymnastics, so I see them every Tuesday. So I know that if she has any questions or anything, I know how to get a hold of her. Well,
okay.
Them.
Good. So yeah, let's step it up a notch with 10, right? And the other thing is, if you still need bookings that you're going to book away from your regular virtual party or cooking party, don't forget we did just have the booking blitz tonight at 7 p.m. I think I saw some of you participate in that. So once you make that list of contacts, go over to the Booking Blitz, the Training for Bookings Facebook group, and go through those posts. They're all still there. It's great to email people, call people, text people, and go through those step by step and post your results on there as well. So, as you're making contacts and you're asking people for bookings, remember to not make it about you, but make it about them. So think, whether you're doing cooking or virtual, find something exciting, find something that excites you. Like, oh my God, hey, January is double free. My hosts are getting 3 for $100 in free Pampered Chef, and I would love to spoil you with free Pampered Chef. Can we make it happen? And do not end it with let me know, because that's like done. Let me know is not good. So you always want to end it with a question where they don't have to just answer yes or no, or how does that sound? Can we make it happen? My next 2 available dates are A and B, can I pencil you in? What do you say? Can you grab some friends? Not let me know. This is the host special. Let me know if anybody wants to book a party. That's not intentional. Okay. And remember, posting it on Facebook just wide open is not a contact either. So make sure you personally reach out to people. And if you need more bookings, the Booking Blitz is posted and it's scheduled for every first Sunday of the month for the next 6 months. So okay, so let's talk. So we talked a little bit about, booking away from the party, doing contacts while you're out and about, making calls and stuff like that. So we do want to talk about booking at parties. And this can be, virtual parties. I know a lot of you do virtual parties, or at your cooking show. So, at your cooking party, or even at your virtual parties, as you're starting your show, you just want to plant some seeds, right? So, hey, I know you guys are going to see lots of products during this cooking demo or during this virtual party. So make sure you create your wish list, or write down your wish list. And as your wish list is getting bigger and bigger throughout the night, you should really consider having your own party, just like, Christy did tonight. So we can do a wine, cheese, and chocolate party. We can do a salad in a jar workshop, Mexican party, and or cater to virtual parties, right? But what you're doing is you're just planting the seed initially, so they know what they can expect and what options they have. And actually, people will tell you no 5 times before they tell you yes. So if you throw it out there a couple times at the beginning, there's a couple no's already out the window. And doing a cooking show, you definitely, once you do your cooking, however you do it, station style or interactive, afterwards you really want to play some games focused on getting you bookings and people asking you questions on how can they get the products that they want. So whether you're playing games like the Stealing Hearts game, whether you're playing the ticket activity, whether you're playing like the bookings coupons where you say, hey, if you were to go to Target and you would get this much free, what would you do? And we can post all these games. Just let us know if you need games for your parties and we can do that. But even virtual parties, right? So for virtual parties, maybe you guys are doing something different, but I post the whole, this gift has 3 bows, and for every party that's booked, we'll take a bow off. And if we have 3 parties booked, then our host gets a free gift. So be intentional. Post about the host special. If people are like, oh yeah, I love the spiralizer. Guess what? It's the host special, right? So be intentional about getting those bookings during your parties. And now do your full service checkout. So at a cooking show, during the full service checkout is where you're going to seal the deal, right? Very rarely people will jump up and say, hey, Claudia, sign me up for a party. Yes, I want to do a party. It happens, but most of the time you do have to ask and seal the deal during full service checkout. Hey, Elise, you had so much fun today at Darla's party. What do you say we grab some friends together and get you that rock rug that you wanted for free? Do you think we can do that? I would love to give our host Elise credit for booking. I like to use that too. They always do lots of things for their friends. And during a virtual party, we just learned, this was almost like an eye-opener to me, to do a full service checkout for a virtual party over the phone, calling them, confirming their order, and asking the same questions. Brilliant. Why didn't I think of that? And sometimes we just get excited because, we made a party, it was great. But the customer care calls, especially virtually, I think is probably even more important than at a regular party. Because at a regular party, you're starting to build a relationship right then and there. Virtually, they don't know who you are. But how often have you ordered online and nobody's ever called you? But when they do call you and thank you for their order and confirm and talk to you about their products, you're going to be like, oh, that was nice. Why doesn't everyone do that? Right? So I highly encourage you guys, especially if you're doing virtual parties, to listen to that training call and do some full service checkout calls. And you can still do them for even closed parties and just call them out of the box calls and see if you can get some more parties booked. The important thing is, though, that you guys get 2 bookings from every party no matter what. Does anyone know why? 2 bookings from every party no matter what. Anyone on here that knows why? Elise raised her hand.
Okay, if there's no one else, then I will. We want to so that we can continuously build. Because if we just have one, and then with that next party you get one, for the next party you get one, but then it cancels, you have absolutely nothing for your next lead. So you always want two so that you see that many more people, and then off of that you want two or more so that you see more people, because the more people you see, the more we'll book and the more we'll recruit.
Right. So 2 bookings at every party is important because one party booked is going to replace the one you just had, and the other party booked is going to make you grow, right? And if you actually there's lots of charts and videos out there. If you actually look, if you start out with 8 parties and you only book 1 party from every party, in a couple of months, you're going to end up with none because of cancellations and reschedules. So it is very important that the quicker you can get in the habit of 2 bookings from every party, the better for you, and you'll never run out of bookings. So if you have to go, if there's no way you're getting 2 bookings from this one party, you better go find them somewhere else, okay, in order to keep your business growing and thriving. So, okay, so we talked about the requirements for directorship. We talked about the ground rules for this program. We talked about, getting bookings outside of your party, and we talked about getting bookings at the party. So this basically completes our call for tonight. So I'm going to open it up for questions. We're at about 45 minutes. So any questions, any comments, any tips, just unmute yourself and I will try and answer them.
So I actually have a fundraising question.
Okay.
Because it was a random contact that went through the Pampered Chef and through the email. They want to host a fundraiser, but they don't have an organization. So what would I do?
So Pampered Chef, if you do an official fundraiser with Pampered Chef, Pampered Chef does not write checks out to a person. Okay, it has to be Alice's trust fund, Alice's charity fund. They have to have a bank account, and fund, anything like that, charity, whatever. If that is not the case, and you want to do a fundraiser for a person, then you have a couple different options. Sometimes maybe they have a local church and they let the church, they let Pampered Chef make out the check to the church and then the church deposits it. Or now that it's double free, you could do it as a regular catalog show. You donate all your commission as the, funds, and you just keep the free product.
Okay. Thank you.
You could do that too. Any other questions? Was that helpful? We have a couple minutes.
I have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
So what do you do when you have a host that refuses to invite more than 40 of their friends virtually for a party?
I would definitely remind them of why they wanted to have a party and what are some things on their wish list, and just say, hey, I have done, over 40 parties, and I find that, a third of the people you invite will actually participate, and out of a third of those that participate, they will order. So I really want to get your kitchen stocked up with free Pampered Chef. So do you think you could, invite a couple extra people to make sure that we get you lots of free stuff? Sometimes they do. If you explain it to them, the reason behind it, right? Or don't prejudge, just invite them all. It's an event, right? If you're doing an event, they can decide if they want to go or not. We're not forcing people to join. But try and bring it back to their wish list. And sometimes we just got to be confident and say, hey, I'm going to tell you now that it's not going to be great if you don't invite more people. And sometimes they listen and sometimes they don't. There's always those hosts out there that...
But if they don't, just leave it, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes there's always those hosts that they think they know how to have the perfect party, and unless anyone else has a different advice. But yeah.
So I have another question to kind of go with that. Because there was an online vendor event last month, and there was somebody that wanted to do a party swap to where I do a party for them, they'll do a party for me. And like it's going on right now, the party is. And she only invited, I think it was like 15 guests, and she refuses to send any more because she's afraid that I'm just going to take all her clientele. How do you go about that?
So first of all, a lot of people will try and offer you party swap. Now, if you're interested in the product, by all means, go ahead. But my answer to that is always, I'm sorry, I decided a couple of years ago, or you can even say I decided from the get-go that I don't do parties for anyone else, because if I do it for you, then I'll have 10 other friends that are going to ask me to do one for them. And that's what I tell them. I was like, if I do a party for your company, I'm going to have 20 other people that have the same company tell me, hey, why did you not do one with me? And I just tell them that very confidently. I've always had the same answer. And sometimes you might even think like, oh, well, then they won't have a party with me, but most of the time they'll still have a party with you. Okay. So it's just, they just kind of ask, because that's like, they're like, well, if you're having a party for me, why don't we swap? So if you're not interested in the product, don't do it. Just be like, hey, ever since I started, I just made the rule that if I want something from different companies, I will just buy it, but I don't party swap, just because if I do it for you, then I'll have to do it for my other 50 direct selling friends.
Okay.
That's my answer to that. Or you can always say, hey, my sister-in-law sells that, or my cousin, or whatever. You could always do that. But I say that, and that always works. So, and that's the truth. So.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Is there a place where we can print out drawing slips?
I just saw your question. I don't know if you can print them out, but if you don't have drawing slips, just stick a sticky note on the back, a blank sticky note. And just say, hey, can you just write down your name, email, and phone number, and I'll be in touch. Or I'll add you to my customer list. Or I'll add you to my newsletter. Right?
I had two things. I did a party swap, and the girl, because she asked me if I would do it, and so I said, all right, fine. And she was Tupperware, and her party, because I'm direct ship, her party is still open. It's still only at 150, and she barely even engaged in the virtual party. She did a cooking show, and she signed somebody to Tupperware right in front of me during the cooking show. So I'm not doing it again.
And sometimes that's how it is. So having a party for someone else that does a different company, sometimes they're the worst hosts. They're very hard to coach. So you know what? If you don't want to do it, don't do it. Go find someone else that really wants to have a party, that doesn't just do it so they can sell you their products. Because if you have a host that wants to have a party, they'll listen.
And the other thing, the party that I just closed for a friend of mine, she actually does 31, but she did not do party swap, did not do anything like that. She invited a lot of people, and there were some people that could not hit going. It would not let them. I had to actually go in and click going for them.
I've never had that.
That was weird.
Yeah.
I don't know if she invited too many, but she invited like only two. It wasn't even over 300. So I don't know. But I did offer her the kit credit. But she's a teacher, and her kids are very active in sports and band, and she said she's just got all that she can do right now.
Okay. Well, remember, with the kit credit, they can take the kit credit. They don't have to use it right away. So, just a little tip on that.
Does that expire, the kit credit?
You know what? I actually don't think it expires. I'm not sure, and someone correct me if I'm wrong. But I tell them to use it. Expires within 6 months.
How do they take it and not use it?
So when you close your party and they take a $50 kit credit, they now are sitting on a $50 coupon that they can use whenever they purchase a kit.
Oh.
So if they purchase a kit in a week, they'll use it then. If they purchase it in 2 months, they'll use it then. It's connected to the email, to the hostess email.
I have a question.
Yes.
So if you have a party set up and the host decides they want to sign up, so you sign them up. So like Tammy, I had her party going and now it's her party, but I'm running it for her. I've already replaced her party, but should I do that every time? If that happens, do I want to replace that with like my own party?
Right. You're talking about you want to replace it because you still need your parties.
Right, because now it's her party.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, correct. So, if we're saying we want you to submit 8 parties, but if you're going to go and recruit 2 people and, those happen to turn into launch parties, then you really want to book 10. So you have those 2. And it just depends on how you offer the opportunity, and that is totally up to you guys. Virtual parties, a lot of times I do what Darla does. If I see oh my God, you already have 50 people going, and we haven't even started, why don't we just make it your launch party? You can order the kit today, I'll switch it all over, party's yours, right? Or you can let the party run as it goes and just offer them the kit credit and be like, hey, did you know that part of your hostess rewards, you can actually earn a $25 or $50 kit credit, so when we close your party, all the bookings could be yours. So that's something that you can decide. You can either offer it to them where you give them the whole entire party, they take the bookings, and you go from there. If you want to keep some of the sales, then you can run the party as is and just give them the bookings and they can take the kit credit. So it just kind of depends on how you guys want to offer it. If it's day 10 of the virtual party and you got $1,000 in sales and then they decide to join, they're getting the kit credit. But if they join before you even start the party, especially virtually, why not make it their launch party, get their 1250 really fast, get you 3,000 trip points, they're considered an active consultant, one piece of the puzzle, check. Right? Okay, any other question? Okay, so just make sure you post your 3 takeaways as soon as this is uploaded to YouTube. It'll probably post tomorrow morning, and check out all the rules for the group. And yeah, make sure if you do not have a coaching call set up with your director yet, like a weekly one, definitely reach out to your director or your upper level to do that. So, all right, girls and boys, men, have a good night, and we will see you next Sunday, same time, same place.